Hello, welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. This week,
welcome.
Brought to you by Gus.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Vibra.
Ah, Birdie.
I'm Gus.
Welcome, everybody.
You coming in hot?
You just sat down like 10 seconds ago.
Gavin turned around, looked at the clock,
No,
and
the other
went,
person.
"Oh,
The other person who sat down 10 seconds ago.
Both of us?
no, just you."
Oh, okay.
Two things.
I don't know who sat down when.
What are the two big promises that you always say you make to yourselves and then you don't follow through?
To be a good lover.
We talked about that this weekend.
Do we?
Yeah. You said, I
What?
forget what we were talking about. Like, what would you do if, you could turn into a dragon and your girlfriend go around your back, and you said basically, well, she should get something out of the relationship. I forget what it was, though. What were we talking
Oh,
about?
it was a good little quip.
Yeah.
Can't remember it though.
She doesn't get anything else out of the relationship, sexually or anything else. But I always promise myself two things.
Eat better.
Oh, please. So do you guys have the thing when you start eating and you just can't stop? Do you have that?
Nope.
Only
I
with
do.
Pringles.
I could literally, Barbara, I could eat nonstop.
I could eat indefinitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Well,
could just
no, you
stop.
couldn't.
You're like, I'm done eating.
Yeah, well, I'm not a dog, so when I'm full, even if there's food in front of me, I stop.
I mean, I have watched you eat until you barf.
How insulting to your dog that you would say that's a bad thing.
He does it. I have to fucking clean it up. He knows what he does.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I watched you eat until you threw up once, like a dog.
What did I
Oh,
even
that's
throw
true.
up?
I know the story.
Tacos.
Well, that was a challenge. That's a little different. No, the two things I always promise myself
You did eat till you threw up, though.
is when I get a new pair of shoes, I tell myself this is going to be the pair of shoes that I always unlace and tie every time I take them on and off. Instead of like mushing my foot
To
in.
preserve them a little better.
Right. And
Yeah.
like I gotta hook the finger into the heel. The other thing is this is the pair of glasses that I'm always gonna wipe with a cloth, the little soft cloth. This pair of glasses. Look at this thing, Barbara. It's like they're all banged up.
I can't see. They look fine
Ugh.
from my perspective. Oh,
Look at
never
that.
mind.
Look at
So
that.
is there some
Horrible.
residue?
It's like scratches and everything else. Because I'm like and then I'm like
So you
t-shirt
saying
like
you
that.
need a shoehorn?
For my glasses? No, that doesn't make any sense.
I'm going back to the fucking shoehorn discussion again.
Back on it. 2 minutes in.
What shoehorn?
I ordered one this weekend.
No, you didn't.
I didn't. I didn't.
It's the thing that helps you put your shoe on. You put it in your
When you're
heel.
old and you can't bend down.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna need one of those
Why?
Getting old.
because I'm very unflexible. Like I already have trouble touching my toes.
Do yoga.
You're still young. That's something you can work on.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
still elastic.
That's true.
Anybody here do yoga?
No.
Have you done yoga?
I've done yoga.
I've done yoga.
I'm
Apparently
terrible
makes
at
you
it.
fart a lot.
Does it?
Yeah.
It also makes you queef a lot.
Really? I don't. That wasn't my
Just-
experience at all.
Did you do it?
Yeah, we did it for Amazing Race prep. Ash and I gave each other.
That was so weird.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the glass made like, it was like
Did that come out on the mic?
cave drip noise.
It was like a doip.
It was perfect. Oh, let's do it again. This is the best glass ever.
Do it, keep it.
Oh, sorry, Barb. It's like I don't have that much in here. I've got like this much in the tiki
Perfect
glass.
amount.
In the tiki glass. But yeah, we would challenge each other for stuff in preparation for the Amazing Race, trying to guess stuff we would have to do. Of course, we don't just fucking do yoga.
I feel like you're physically too big for yoga.
I feel like you're right.
I feel like I see a lot of like shorter people do yoga. It'd be like watching Adam Ellis do yoga.
It's my height. That's what's throwing you off there. Okay.
Well, just like there's a lot of you to like fall
There
on
is.
top of itself.
It's just there's a lot of me to fold.
Yeah,
You know,
like
it's
I
like
don't
when you
think
fold a piece of paper 8 times. That last fold, super hard. That's me all the time.
That's
you
usually at
folding
a
once.
permanent stage.
Took me 2 tries to get out of a chair today. I don't want to admit that. The broadcast guys were here. We
Which
were
chair?
watching the all hands. The screw attack chairs over there in that set.
They're just like normal chairs. There's nothing
was-
crazy about them.
I wasn't thinking about that first get up, and I didn't make it. Like
So wait.
I went and then I had it, and then I went back up. And I think Mike Pirtle saw me.
you
I
watched a
think
meeting
so.
from here, even though the meeting was over there.
There's too many people over
There's
there.
too many people. Where the fuck were you? You weren't there.
I'm shooting.
Well,
I'm doing.
You're judging
Goodness.
him. You weren't there either, dude. It
Well, I wasn't watching it from 3 feet away on a TV.
wasn't 3 feet away.
Well, how many feet? 10?
Do you really think it's 10 feet from here to over there?
Well, if you walk around, maybe.
How tall are you,
I mean, if
Gavin?
you go straight, not what? Forget it. I'm 5'10".
Do you know what 10 feet is, dude?
Meters.
less than 2 Gavins away.
I almost got JD to drive Gavin in the car this weekend. I was this close.
Oh, really? You didn't want it?
You could come to lunch with us when we went to lunch, but Gav came over this weekend.
Ashley invited me over.
Yeah, he didn't hang out with me. Hung out with Ashley.
Huh.
I already had plans on Sunday.
So
And
you
then-
weren't there?
I was there.
Oh.
But I
Well,
was
you
doing
had
my
the
other
kids.
thing.
I figured like if you got your kids, you can hang out with your kids.
I like the idea of you walking into your own kitchen and Gavin's there.
Yeah,
That's pretty much how it went.
pretty much how it went.
And then Dan was there too.
Also, Dan was there, and
Oh, Dan's in town.
that's exactly my reation.
Yeah.
I literally had no idea that Dan was there.
Yeah.
Suddenly he's in my house.
I walked in, Burnie saw me and he was like, ugh. And then he saw Dan, he's like, Groshi!
Well, it's surprising. I'm used to seeing you.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
And plus, you weren't there to see me, so I felt bitter about it.
I used to always
could
see
have lied
Frank
us.
at my house when I was in high school.
Brian came over to my house.
I'd
for
walk home
drinks.
and he'd be in my refrigerator.
He's
What?
like Kramer.
Yeah,
He'd be in your refrigerator.
yeah, he'd be like getting food. I'd
Or
be
like any character on
what,
Friends.
what are you doing?
I thought,
It's
like, killed him and
getting a
stuffed
snack.
him in the freezer.
I always thought that was the most unrealistic thing about any of those sitcoms was just people like coming into each other's apartments or homes and just being there all the time. It's like, you really leave your door unlocked all the time?
Yeah.
And also in Friends in New York City, downtown New York City, it seems unsafe.
They just wander into everybody else's thing. They could have the buzzer at the front. The buzzer.
Yeah.
They- the
It's a
buzzman.
foolproof system. No one's ever gotten past that.
Well, I'm just saying, if you have good-looking neighbors, you might leave your door unlocked, right? I mean, if
Yeah.
you had Joey living across, who's the best-looking friend? Joey.
Probably Joey.
Joey. If you had Joey living across the hall, you might leave it
Yeah.
open. Like for me, if I had Rachel living across, Rachel or Monica?
Monica.
Oh,
Yeah,
Rachel.
maybe sometimes.
Monica always.
I think Rachel.
I never watched Friends.
Really?
Yeah. I don't
You're
know
a
if I've
Phoebe
ever
guy.
seen a whole episode.
You never seen a whole episode of Friends? How have you avoided Friends? It's always on. It's on now. Somewhere.
I'm sure it's
Probably.
on now somewhere. I just never started it and never got into it.
It's a great show to like once you get into it to just have on, kind of like you do with The Office or Parks and Rec. Like if you just need something to have on, white noise or just to keep you occupied in between stuff.
People
make the noise.
people in chat are saying they heard the noise.
They heard the blink?
Yeah,
Blink?
they heard
Let's
it.
capture that.
I think everyone's very happy about it.
Oh, it's an opportunity for whoever the new Peter Hayes will be. Like, who's going to rise up out of the community?
Who the new?
This would be the audio.
Oh,
dude.
are we replacing Peter Hayes?
Yeah, well, Peter Hayes just does gifts. That's his thing.
Oh, so
Yes.
you, like the audio.
We should let Peter Hayes determine what is the correct pronunciation of the word.
No, we
Since he
shouldn't.
makes
Peter,
so
it's
many-
GIF.
He doesn't have authority just because he makes them.
By the way, let's work on the pronunciation of authority. By the way, how did you say that?
Authority?
You said authority.
Did I?
So like 12 syllables.
Authority.
Hey, so I got Eric's walking by, and I want to grab him because I want to talk about something. When Gab came over this weekend,
Oh, the good Eric.
part of my plan, yeah, the good Eric's here. Listen,
He was
it
walking
really
right by bad
does
Eric.
Go to show though, there's a weird phenomenon at Rooster Teeth that we will have no one of a certain name at the company. The moment we start working with somebody of that name, we immediately get somebody else with that name.
Yeah, there's too many now.
Ezra.
Yeah, Ezra and Ezra. I mean, that's impossible.
A new employee asked me what my name was today.
Oh, really?
It's the first time that's happened.
Like someone working over an animation? Or
No, someone here in
someone
stage
here?
5.
Who was it? Did you learn their name?
Yeah,
or did you
I
tell them
did,
your
and I
name
already
and move
forgot.
on?
It started with an M.
What
I hope they
department?
forgot your name too.
Melanie?
Matt Hullum.
I don't remember.
So why did she ask you your name?
She needed
Hey, what a weird thing to ask a person, Gavin, that you don't know. What's your name?
I was standing by her at the.
What's your response to that? Do you go, how dare you? When someone says, what's your name?
Well, I just wouldn't go around here asking people what their name is.
Why not?
I was
None of my business.
I was standing by her.
It's not your business.
Well, if I work in Achievement Hunter or whatever, and someone who's like, I don't know,
Let's say you're like,
rigging the wall with something, I don't. What?
and then you start having conversation. You're like, cool, thanks for the help. What's your name?
Rigging the wall.
I don't know,
Gavin
like
doesn't even
putting
know what people do here. He doesn't. Can you name another department? Go.
animation.
Animation.
Yeah.
That's because
Okay.
Barbara just said it.
Name another one.
Achievement Hunter. We got broadcast.
You're just naming shit you see.
What else is there?
Hey,
Facilities.
there's a hint right here.
We have the beer
Oh,
department.
news. The no.
News.
There you go, brother. There you go. So, Eric, I want to.
Hi.
There's somebody in particular I want to talk to you about. But when Gab came over this weekend, what I was doing was I was building a computer for Teddy, and then I had JD helping because he's helped me build the most amount of computers. And we had their cousin over because he's never built one before, so we had him there. And we were doing that, and while we were building it, we used the thermal take case. Gus, you use thermal take? Mm-hmm. Thermal take. It's a good case. It's kind of bigger than I thought it was going to be, but it's still a good case. And for inspiration, we put on Infinity War. So we watch Iron Man because he builds shit. So we did that, and Spider-Man's in it too. So we did it. And I got to thinking, the kids were talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp.
What kind of video card?
So GeForce 1080 Ti, I think.
Couldn't hold out for the RTX, huh?
Dude, those are like $600. I'm
They're
gonna
like
buy
$800.
Well,
More
the
than that.
beginning one is $600.
When are they even out?
I think next month.
Oh, dude.
There's a brilliant name, by the way, NVIDIA. You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
We should sue them.
So GTX is done.
Yeah, this RTX.
It's all
now.
RTX.
At
now?
what point, like, how big do you have to be for a company if they use the same name
12
or
feet.
branding?
Sorry, go ahead.
Different products, different sectors. I don't know.
So, like,
does that matter?
If we made like a cola and called it Nintendo, Like it's different product.
It's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was a perfect example.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we sue him?
You missed a good pun though.
Yeah.
You can make a cereal and call it Nintendo's.
That took me way longer than I like to admit.
It's a good cereal name.
There
though.
used to be Nintendo cereal.
They did?
Do you remember there was like
Mario one?
2 different bags in one
Marios.
box? It was like Mario and Legend of Zelda.
I actually think Ashley has a box, a fucking like carton of Super Mario cereal somewhere in our house.
Super Mario's.
Super Mario's, yeah. It's that took us a lot longer than we hoped.
Yeah, there it is.
Fuck, I don't remember that at all.
You know, I ate the shit out of that.
So Eric, to the point here.
I had
What
that
was
cereal
your
too.
favorite? What was your favorite Nintendo cereal, Eric?
I actually ate that cereal.
Yeah,
believe it
okay.
or not. Yeah.
Good
You
man.
like the Batman cereal, I bet. Like the Tim
yeah,
Burton
no,
era.
I like Batman. I liked. I was kind of a boring kid, but what I like to do is I like to mix my cereals. So I like mix my Kicks with my Cheerios.
That's
and
chaos.
I know it's weird.
Do you get your kicks on Route 66?
All
Stop.
the time, always.
You'd be nice. I almost gave the broadcast guys for your little lower third or whatever. I almost gave them your Hobbit name. And let's see if I remembered it correctly. Can I say what it is?
Sure, go for it.
Frediger Chubb.
That's exactly right.
Right.
Yeah.
So when Eric
awesome.
was you were basically an embedded reporter on Lord of the Rings, all 3 movies, and then The Hobbit as well, right?
The Hobbits were the ones that like I spent the huge amount of time, but I went to visit them while they were shooting Return of the King. So they were doing reshoots. So the first 2 had already come out. So I was not only a fan of the books by that point, but I was a fan of the first 2 movies.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, it's crazy. It's kind of like, I guess, if you like are a big fan of a TV series now and you go in for like the 3rd season, you get to go on the sets and you're walking around the sets that you already know and you see, you know, the characters in costume. So that's kind of what it felt like. You know, it wasn't one of those things where I became a fan after I went to go visit. So I nerded out there. But yeah.
Well, the story from the RTA where Brandon goes to grab the electric fence, that was when I went to New Zealand and we got to go visit the Hobbit set
No.
when they were leaving the Shire. Gandalf is talking to Bilbo to leave the Shire to go on the big adventure. Then, I think like a year and 2 months later,
When I went,
Gavin and I went and they were filming the last scenes like after the smog battle and everything was just torn down. And it was, what's the name of the guy? Billy Connolly?
Billy Connolly, the
Yeah,
Scotsman.
yeah. We listened to him. I think it's okay to say this. He delivered that line of dialogue probably 30 times, Gav?
Yep. Wasn't in the movie either.
It was literally,
cut it.
it was a half day we were there and we watched him try to get this one line out.
Yeah, I was there too. He was really, really struggling with
I
it.
think, isn't he
What-
getting some sort of illness that...
Yeah,
affects
he's
his
got
memory.
cancer or something.
Oh,
yeah.
God. That's even worse, yeah.
Well, he was a little bit older even then.
But
so-
I think it's funny that we
you
were
know
on the set that day watching all that money get spent on that scene. It's like, none of it was in the movie.
obviously a very accomplished actor and a huge, amazing set. But it
He's a
did
comedian,
remind me
actually.
very much of the scene in The Room, or what's the Disaster Artist?
Yeah.
When they're trying to get Tommy Wiseau to say that one line again and again, and everybody else knows the line, but you're just waiting for him to say it.
We know the line.
Do you know the line?
Everyone's
Can
kind
you
of
say
like
it with me?
mouthing it.
Now,
It was,
3 or 4 years later?
Crispy, golden, flaky crust.
Yeah.
Too often, those deemed
the least of us. Courage goes unmarked.
There you go, yeah.
That's
you
what
got
it was.
I got
Too often, those deemed least of us, courage goes unmarked.
That's a hard line.
Yeah, but it's a sentence. But yeah, right. You're right.
Deemed.
It's a very hard line.
Well, and he was getting really frustrated with himself and like cursing up a storm and
Oh
Yeah.
man,
you know,
that's a lot of
being very
pressure.
Billy
But it didn't
Donnelly.
make it in the movie. That was the funny. That was the funny part of that. After Gavin and I were waiting for this line that we saw. But the crazy thing was, we went to what was essentially the first scene, and we were there for that. And then it was a year later. It was an exceptionally long amount of time to shoot those 3 movies, wasn't it?
Oh, I mean, it was a long shoot, and then just like with Lord of the Rings, they did their huge amount of shooting, and then they started cutting, and then they came back for another huge amount of shooting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I was able to go to Return of the King, and that was really amazing because it was like a medley. Like, since I wasn't just there for like one big long scene with the same 3 people. Like every day would be a new day. So like there would be a day where Christopher Lee as Saruman is there, and then there would be a day where Elrond's giving the sword to Aragorn, and so everything would change. You'd be in Rivendell one day, and then the next you'd be walking the streets of Minas Tirith.
Did you
and-
sneak any pictures for that?
Not on that one. On The Hobbit, they actually gave me approvals to take my own photo, so I have about 3,000
Wow.
or so
my
behind the
God.
scenes pictures that I
I like
took
the idea
that
of
one.
them being like, yeah, take 1 or 2. And then you took 3,000.
This was
Just a
like body
burst.
cam.
you have to keep in mind that the Return of the King one, this is before smartphones. So like
Yeah.
the best picture that I could have covertly have taken might have been on a flip phone, right?
Like some like a little 640 by 480
Yeah.
super grainy
Yeah,
image.
VGA photo.
But I do actually have one really great shot of me and Christopher Lee in his costume. I saw him on like the set photographer actually like brought me and my friends Aaron and Kayla who were visiting with me like up, and like Peter Jackson was like directing the scene, and then like suddenly I felt the lights switch, and the DP Andrew Lesney was like moving the lights so the photo would actually look better.
Oh, really?
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Must
no,
be a nice photo.
Yeah, I'll bring it in. And what was really amazing is
That would be my avatar on every social media ever.
Yeah, but he's got so much stuff like that.
you should see it. But there's what's really crazy is like I'd gotten to spend like 20 minutes talking to Christopher Lee, and we talked about Wicker Man, we talked about Dracula, we talked about all this crazy stuff, and he was amazing, he was sharp. And then like 2 days later,
You can talk about Count Dooku.
no,
He had
no,
a
I
great
didn't-
quote because he was doing both movies at the same time, and he basically talked about being in Lord of the Rings and how awesome it was. And then Star Wars was like, and I don't even know what that movie's about. Like,
and you watch Attack of the Clones and you understand why.
he's a confusing character.
He's
Dooku's
the villain, but he's really the good guy.
He gets
Yes.
it. He's the only one who gets what's
Right.
going on,
And he tries
somehow
to tell
he's the villain.
heroes, yeah.
Yeah.
He tells them straight up, this is what's happening, and nobody believes
Yeah,
him.
nobody listens.
But 2 days later, I got a little package was hand delivered to me, and it says, it said, it was just like this 2 pieces of cardboard, and I opened it up, and there's a printed out, like professionally printed out version of the photo, signed with regards to me by Christopher Lee. So our
Wow.
photo together is signed by him.
Really?
Yeah.
So they hacked your phone. That's what it sounds like.
No, this was the
think-
actual real deal.
The real photo? Okay.
Yeah, I'll bring it in. I'll show it to you. I have proof.
But Eric, I want to get to this one point, which is what I want to talk to you about. But
Yeah.
Eric got cast as one of the hobbits in the Shire that Bilbo interacts with in the very beginning of the thing. He plays a fishmonger,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And is it okay if I tell you where your name came from?
Sure. Yeah.
So Peter Jackson basically said, we want to give Eric a line so he can say something, but they need him to have a character. So he gets out an app or a website, and there's your Hobbit name generator, and he puts in Eric's name into this, and it comes back
Well,
as
and you
Fredigar
should have seen his
Chubb, and they
reaction
said, that's your name.
when it came out, and the name was Fredigar Chubb.
Fredigar.
And as a man of size, that was not the most the most appealing name for me. But you should have seen Peter Jackson's like face light up when he saw that, and I'm just like, please. No, you can name me something else, right?
Oh,
Picking up the
so
powers, like,
good.
nope, this is it.
Hit generate again.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like
crazy
any guy with a
is
chub.
I got cut out of the theatrical cut, of course, because they cut out everything. Me and Billy didn't make the theatrical cuts.
Was it Billy, the character, not in the?
No, he's in it. He's in
Okay.
it, but just that moment.
Just his. Too often
and-
those deemed the least of us courage goes unmarked line didn't
But-
make it in.
Yeah, so I
There
did,
we go.
Yeah.
They got a photo of you on the
Yeah,
set
that-
of the Shire.
Yep, that's
You had
me.
to shave for it.
Fredigar Chubb. I did. And yeah, and you can see why I don't shave my beard. But he
I had this opinion. I don't want to say like too much on a tangent here. I was talking with the kids about Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes.
And they were all pretty down on it, but they did like the first Ant-Man. And what
Okay.
I'm wondering is, do you think we've made that turn with Infinity War? Do you think we've made that turn with the Marvel franchise, where at this point people are just going to start to not like stuff just by default? I feel like Star Wars has made that turn. Something has to be.
Solo did that for Star Wars, maybe.
Oh, I think it was already before
I
Solo.
think it was maybe episode 7-ish, but definitely I think the Last Jedi had a ton of flack. I mean, the whole prequels honestly had so much
Yeah.
flack. But I do think that it's something can age to the point where it gets so big that eventually people are like, and I'm worried that Marvel's there now.
Maybe. I mean, I know my nephews like are really big Marvel fans, and they went and saw Infinity War, and they like I didn't see it with them, but when I was like, "Oh, what'd you guys think of it?" They said, "Oh, I hated it," and I'm just like, "What?" I'm like, "It's great," and I'm like, "What about this scene?" They're like, "Oh, that was amazing." Hey, what about Spider-Man doing this? Well, what about? Oh, that was great. It's like I'm like, "Well, what did you not like about it?" And they said, "Oh, the ending sucked." Because they were
'cause it's
sad that
sad.
all their favorite characters
Great
died,
ending.
right? Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
like, give it 5 years, you'll appreciate what they're doing
Well,
there.
Yeah,
Also,
after
like-
the next movie comes
Oh,
out,
yeah.
you realize you can watch them back to back.
Yeah.
And like every Marvel movie up until this point has had a fairly happy ending, good guy wins
Yeah, yeah.
type thing. So if you're young and
Always.
are expecting that,
Have
yeah,
there ever been any Marvel movies that ended on a down note?
I don't think so. Not many movies, period, especially in the superhero
Well, Ragnarok
realm.
is as funny as it is. It's Asgard's destroyed.
But they're all so plucky at the end. They're
Everybody's
like,
dead,
yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Asgard is us.
I fucking love
And
Ragnarok.
then immediately in Infinity War, that ship's fucked up. Like, all right, I guess
And
they're all
Asgard's
dead.
now destroyed.
A lot of shit in Ragnarok got undone for, I feel like, Infinity War. Like a lot of cool stuff, like
His
Thor's connection to his own power of the God of Thunder.
Yeah.
Valkyrie's just gone.
He didn't need the hammer anymore, but now he's got to get this new thing. Like they even like gave him back his eye right away.
How
You
did
know
they,
what I mean?
what did he do to get a new eye? What happened?
Rocket gave it to him.
Remember, Rocket collects human body
He's got
parts
this
for
fetish
body parts.
He's got a fetish for body parts, which is one of the best like running understated jokes in that.
Like in the first one, he's trying to get some dude's leg or arm or something.
Then he gets the arm, and then he tries to buy Bucky's arm. In the middle of the battle, he tries to buy it. And I think his line is like, yeah, I'll get that arm. So, actually, I firmly believe that running joke is why Rocket is still alive. Because I think they're going to need Rocket to repair the gauntlet. Because the gauntlet seems all smashed and burned. Which I guess it doesn't work anymore. I don't know. It seems like the purpose of the gauntlet is to harness the power of the stone. So if the gauntlet broke, he would
What's the
just
gauntlet
die.
made of?
Golden fleece. I don't know.
If you had to guess,
Giant
how much do you
building
think the
control.
gauntlet would cost?
What? I don't know. You got a
About
neutron
350?
star. What? Oh, thank you. All right.
I was setting you up, man.
Hey, you did.
Setting you up. Fucking forgot your own joke.
Damn.
So I want Eric though to come on and talk about something in particular. You're working on a story that I got fascinated by. Do you want to give us a little bit of tease of the thing you're working on?
Yeah, no, I'm working on my first like super duper in-depth investigative piece since I've moved over here to Rooster Teeth. And it kind of combines two things that I love. One is Steven Spielberg's Jaws, and the other is murder. So I love
Two
murder.
hobbies that everyone loves.
Yeah,
You know, a lot
who
of-
doesn't love murder?
A lot of Jaws like crosses over with murder. And just to be clear, how much Eric likes Jaws.
Yeah.
Your pseudonym for years was Quint.
Yeah, yeah.
you wrote under the
Back in
name
the
Quint.
early days of the internet, yeah, people like to pick screen names which everybody still does now, but like when you would actually write, you don't go to Huffington Post and see, McFizzle,
Yeah, you go.
47 or whatever. But back
Exactly.
in the early days, that was kind of what everybody did. So I
Yeah, it's
picked,
Busby. That was mine.
yeah, I picked Quint from Jaws because it's my favorite movie. So there was a story that kind of came up in 2015 where Stephen King's son, who's an author named Joe Hill, kind of noticed something in Jaws, and he noticed what could possibly be a missing connection or a hint as to who a murdered person was. There's this
In real life.
Yeah, real life. This is a classic cold case called The Lady of the Dunes. It was this woman who was murdered, never identified, and like they've kind of reconstructed what she could look like. Her body was very decomposed, all this stuff. It's really gross. Kind of crazy stuff, but she was never identified. And Joe Hill thinks he spotted her as an extra in Jaws. And
Stephen King's son?
Stephen King's son, Joe Hill, found
But if
it. Yeah.
I guess they were able to extrapolate what you might have looked like.
I've done a lot of research on this.
Okay.
There's about 30 different like odd looking. None of them look the same, but there's like the main one that everybody focuses on. Looks very much like this woman who is in the movie for like a quarter of a second. And she was found murdered like 100 miles away from where they shot Jaws. It was that summer, and so I've been interested in it since then. And now that the case has kind of come back up, and so I've been doing some pretty heavy duty research. It's not every day you email a police department saying, "Hey, I write for this company called Rooster Teeth. I would like a quote about a 44-year-old murder case."
Did they close the beaches
Wow.
after your email?
Yeah, did you close the beaches?
What's the police department? Can you say?
It was Provincetown Police Department.
Okay.
In Massachusetts. They are
Is there
not.
an Amity? Does that place actually exist on the map somewhere?
I don't think
No, that was the
That's
fake
totally
name.
made up?
Martha's Vineyard was where they shot it, and that still exists. But this woman's body was found like 100 miles away, and now if this is the woman that was in Jaws, that kind of could potentially help solve the identity of this person. So I've been like talking with Spielberg's office. The Amblin archives have been really good, and we're kind of digging.
All right, don't give it all away. 'cause I
Yeah,
can't wait-
we're
I
digging
can't-
up some really interesting things and some new aspects that haven't been out yet.
Are you
about
doing like a written story? Or are you gonna do a video on it?
both?
Oh, really? Cool.
So yeah,
Awesome.
I'll post the written version to the community whenever the video essay happens.
Any
but,
idea when you think that you'll be done with all of that, like wrapping it all up?
I think we're gonna shoot to have it filmed by the end of this week. I don't know. I'm still
soon.
waiting on hearing some things, and I've got some different sources that are like okay to talk to me about it, but like they haven't gotten back. I don't think it's going to really change the story much. It'll just add more detail of the timeline and if this is possibly the woman who was murdered. So it's going to be it's fascinating for me as a fan of Jaws. Like I'm really excited to like how cool would it be if my favorite movie ends up like helping solve this murder, Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a really funny T-shirt that was just posted, an image I saw online this weekend. And it was a person at a baseball game, and they had a T-shirt that said, "If you don't think that local elections matter, just keep in mind that the mayor from Jaws 1 was still the mayor in Jaws 2." That actually brought it home for me. I was like, oh, that's terrible. They should have voted that prick out. So thanks, Eric. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Any idea when that thing's coming out?
We'll probably shoot it at the end of this week. I would assume sometime next week is when it'll drop.
Oh wow,
Shit,
really
sweet.
soon.
In chat, Sign Language 1 is saying you got to be on Murder Room.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a
no,
good point.
that's the very first thing that Bernie said. I think actually.
I was going to say, take this
was when
case
I
once
told
you
him.
figure it out and have it be a case on murder.
It's yeah. We'll try to solve. We'll crack it. We'll
What's the
crack
timeline for the fish? That's what I want to know. Like, where's the shark at 8 a.m.?
case. Yeah.
Yeah.
The shark was seen from the bridge.
His Amazon Echo heard him ask for the weather at 8 a.m.
Dude, I gotta say, watching that show is hard. Especially after having been on the show.
Murder
'Cause I'm
Room?
just like, "Yes, look at your timeline. You're just like yelling at the screen, man. It's impossible. So cool. All right.
Cool.
Well, thanks, Eric. Good to see you.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
I hope
You guys have fun.
good luck in your investigation.
I will.
Hope you crack the case.
Yeah.
We'll find out soon, though. All right.
All right.
Good to see you, man.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Good luck.
See, I want to read this thing here. I want to remind everyone this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by.
I read a crazy anecdote about Ring. Did you know that Ring was on Shark Tank when they started?
They didn't
And
take it.
Everybody passed except for one person.
Who offered them like an equity deal.
Yeah, it was
and they
like
turned
some
it down.
like
Yeah.
a standard boilerplate deal. Apparently that person does, and then the Ring guy, founder, person, people.
Yeah.
I don't know who. I don't know.
Steve Ring.
Mr. Ring turned it down because it wasn't a good deal, and then now the company's worth billion or something.
billion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ridiculous amount of money. So
I can't believe that was on Shark Tank. I thought it had been around for a longer time.
Shark Tank's been around for a long time.
how long has Shark Tank been around for?
Let's look.
I think it was Lion's
You know that
Den. A Canadian show was around before that.
Yours was
Yeah.
called Lion's Den.
Lion's Den.
Mine was called Dragon's Den.
Oh no, we're Dragon's Den.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Dragon's Den.
Shark Tank
know why I said
started
I
in
think it's-
2009.
When was Dragon's Den?
Let's look.
It sounds like a comic book shop.
Dragon's Den?
Dragon's
Kinda
Den,
does,
yeah.
Dragon's Lairs.
Did you hear about the extra from Shark Tank who was found dead? It's a big, big murder case. It's a Jaws tie-in. That was going to take
Oh. How much
This
do
is a
rings go for?
confusing ass website. I have no idea.
About $350.
$1.95.
2005. In Australia is the earliest one I can find.
Okay.
For Dragon's Den?
Yeah.
So it's an Australian show?
It's everywhere. Look, this is the list of countries it's in.
Yeah, but look at the earliest one.
That's what he just
I-
said.
2005 at least. So
Okay.
it predates Shark Tank. How about we leave it there?
I mean,
Shark
Amer-
Tank. Ooh, ah.
American television does take a lot of ideas from other places. You know,
It's happened.
it's a pretty regular
It's happened
thing.
once or twice.
Some of our super big shows. I actually thought Friends was based on a UK show. Turns out I was wrong.
What show?
I thought it was based on Coupling.
They made an American version of Coupling.
They made an American version of Coupling, which I thought at the time, in fact, I probably said it on some podcast. They're making an actual version of the show as opposed to the inspired by, which was Friends. That's wrong information. Friends was an original program. But we took The Office. Survivor's probably the biggest thing, right? That we took from UK and
Where
Big
did
Brother.
X Factor start?
X Factor started there
Yeah.
and then
Simon
came
Cowell.
over here. Is it called X Factor here?
Yeah.
Is it? I never watched any of those shows.
There's also America's Got Talent, which
America's Got Talent is one.
yeah.
It was weird when they had that show in the UK and they called it America's Got Talent. Didn't make any sense.
No, get the fuck out of here. Shut up.
Fuck you, Gus.
It was super weird.
Only Americans could be on it.
Name a show that's an American original.
Doctor Who.
Battlestar Galactica.
Doctor.
Name a game show.
A game show?
Price is Right, man.
Price is Right.
Yeah.
That's an American original.
Jeopardy.
It is.
Well done.
What about is Let's Make a Deal from?
Quiz show. 21. Is that the name of the show?
21.
21 is the scandal show. It's why all the game shows today have like rules they have to follow because the big congressional hearings that were in the 50s.
Oh, then that's the one that the
21
movie
is-
quiz show was based on.
Quiz show,
Gotcha.
the Robert Redford directed movie, was based on 21 was the name of the show. And they would rig who would win.
And that's the reason Jeopardy exists, because they decided to make a game show where they give the answer and the people have to come up with the questions because they figured it was like a workaround so that people would trust them.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think? What game show do you think you could do the best on?
Double Dare.
Golden balls.
Oh, the lying one? I don't like what that show
Golden
makes me
balls?
nervous. You
Is
get
that what they-
you each have a ball, and then you determine you put in there keep or steal, share or keep. What is it? Anyway, you put in keep or steal, and then you have your balls, and then you talk to somebody, and if you both say keep, you get nobody gets you
No,
can
if
split
you-
it.
If you both say, is it keep? I don't know. If you both
Whatever.
say that, you split it. But if one of you says steal, they get it all.
They get
But
all
If you
of it.
both steal,
You get nothing.
You
You,
get
both
nothing.
get nothing.
That's what it is.
but that's a really good way
And then
to
you
win
have to
that.
convince the other person what you've done.
The easiest way to win that is you because you discuss it with the other person, and then you can screw them over if you want.
Yeah.
But the way to win it is just to say, "I'm gonna steal it."
But then the other person,
Because either you get nothing or everything.
You say, "I'm gonna steal it," and I'll give you half.
but that you can't, you shouldn't be able to do that.
Because then the other person won't steal because no one will get anything. They have to like keep, and then the other person keeps, and you both split.
But there should be rules against you can't give someone money after the fact.
How are they going to dictate what you do with your money?
It's your money.
You can't do that.
Also, in England,
I can tell you from personal experience that there are rules against that you can't make a deal to split the prize money with somebody.
but you could make a different bet on a card game later and be like, "Oh,
Sure, well, sure, you could lie about it, sure, but if you don't know this person until you're on the TV show with them, and then suddenly you give them exactly half of what you won, good luck explaining that in court.
I just
Jeff.
know that someone once did that and it was split evenly."
It was a great video.
did.
I've seen
Yeah.
it.
Well, he didn't actually. The big
No, that's the
twist
point.
at the
At
end.
the last point, at the last moment, he knows the other person's going to keep, and he keeps.
Right. So Barb, when they said they started the negotiation, he said, hold on. He goes, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to select steal. That's what I have in here. I'm going to steal. I'm telling you I'm going to steal. And the other person tried to convince him. He goes, no, I'm just telling you I'm going to. So you can do steal, and then we both get nothing. Or you can put keep. I'll get the money, and I'll give you half. And he said, and he goes, what about this? He goes, no, I'm telling you, there's no negotiating. I'm going to select steal. I don't care. That's it. So the person just had to do whatever, put keep, and they both have their balls. They both put keep. So they got to split it on the show. So the guy who was saying he was going to steal.
I thought it was really clever.
I thought it was really clever too.
He went in there like knowing exactly that he was going to do that.
Yeah.
And like, it
Genius.
didn't allow for any discussion or deviation. Just like it's already done. Like, I don't know why you're talking to me. It's like
I'm
already,
telling you what I'm going to do.
already selected it.
But in the UK, I don't think you pay tax on winnings.
Same
Really?
with Canada. Same with Canada. You don't pay
Yeah,
tax
but
on
in
a
America
lottery
you do.
winning.
But in America, you don't pay inheritance tax until there's like a shitload of it. But
What's the-
English people get done through the rectum on inheritance tax.
What's inheritance tax?
When someone in your family dies and gives you money,
Oh.
you have to
I want to
pay
say
a
it's like
shitload of
$10 million or something crazy.
Compare that to the UK.
Is
it's
our
like-
threshold?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Yeah, in Canada, you don't have to pay tax on
think it's 5.
game show winning or lottery winnings.
$5 million
That I know
per
of.
person.
Look at me.
What is it for you?
Knowing the rules, guys. I know the rules.
It's something I've never had to look up before. Current inheritance tax threshold is £325,000 per person.
Wow. So like 500K. And then you do it. And then what is the tax?
Anything over this limit is subject to a 40% tax bill.
40%.
In
it's
the
like-
US, it is 35%.
Can I tell you something?
God.
I'm okay with inheritance tax. I'm okay with it. I really am.
You don't believe that because it's like in the family.
But it's already been paid. The tax has already been paid on that money. You're
Gus?
double taxing.
No.
It's already been taxed.
People always say that. That's not the case at all.
How is that not the case?
Because all money gets taxed
Right.
every time it changes hands.
But you can.
That's how it works. Every money's been double taxed.
if I give you money, it gets taxed.
Yeah, I have to pay income tax on it.
If I give you $20 right now, you're going to write it on your income tax.
Well, no, that's below the threshold. I wouldn't get it to that. Do you have $20? Let's find out. You gonna give me $20?
All right,
Yeah, well,
IRS.
If I get audited because of this $20, I'm gonna be pissed.
just pay tax.
Send this to the IRS. Make sure he declares his $20
I don't
gift.
want the money now. I don't want the money. I don't want the internet.
Oh, it changed hands. Am I paying tax on this now?
Oh, yep.
No,
So that, and then Barbara's got
Sorry, hold on.
You guys don't understand inheritance tax? Because it's passing one from one person to the next. Like,
But there's rules within your family about that anyway.
well, you can give
As long as you don't die later.
I think you give up to like 10 grand a year.
Okay, Andy Dufresne.
Well, I think you can. I think it's a certain amount.
Do we have any tax attorneys in chat? Let us know.
Which country do I need to die in to avoid the most tax being passed on?
Yeah, that's a good point. Bermuda. You need to go to Bermuda and die there. Then you're fine.
In the triangle?
U.S. Virgin Islands. I think the U.S. Virgin Islands have a tax rate of something like 3%.
That's
Although I don't know if that applies to
incredibly low.
I don't know if that applies to inheritance tax. I think it's just income tax.
I know that at one point Jersey was a huge tax haven for the British.
New Jersey or Jersey?
Jersey, the island.
Very
Did
different.
you ever watch Narcos?
Never. I couldn't. You know what? Under protest, I didn't watch Narcos because of Blaine's stupid mustache. Because he would, every time a new season of Narcos would come out, he would grow that dopey fucking mustache.
So you think you not watching it would make him not grow that dopey mustache?
Just protest.
Is
I
it
don't
'cause
want
you-
to contribute.
Can you grow one that good?
I don't know. I have a thing on my mustache now. My gray is like at the bottom. It looks like I constantly have milk on my lip. Right there. See that? Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
right
milk.
here.
That's what I was thinking.
What are you doing? Drinking cum out of a glass? What's wrong with you?
Why would you drink it out of a glass? Get it straight from the dick, man.
So and you just spray it like this, side to side? That doesn't make sense.
It's hot. Think about your partner.
Drink it out of a glass. Like if I had streaks in my hair, that would be something that you'd make fun of me for that. But this is
It's
clearly-
only on like the little tips too.
Look at that fucking dumb mustache.
What is the name of it technically? You're getting grizzled? Is that a word?
With the white.
What is getting grizzled? Oh, you mean this?
What does grizzled mean?
I think of like fat on a steak,
Yes.
I thought it meant like going grey.
like a grizzled old man.
It all
Yeah.
looks like uniform on camera. It looks weird. These cameras are weird.
It's not uniform.
Fuck off, Eric. Shut
Oh,
up.
you're right. Grizzled, having or streaked with gray hair.
Oh!
Oh, I thought it was just getting like leathery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Like
gray hair. Look at
bristly.
you.
Thank you, yes.
This is the way I associated that.
Are you getting any gray hairs yet
I'm getting grizzled, yeah.
Where at?
on your head?
Yeah, head and beard.
Show us your grizzly.
What I
Chest.
don't understand is how does the hair go white the whole way through? Like, wouldn't it turn white? Like, at some point, the follicle just gives up all hope.
Well, it's not like half black, half white on one
Yeah.
hair.
It should be, though.
Because it's growing.
Yeah.
Does it?
Oh,
fall-
you mean like the one moment where it turns white?
Right.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like,
Well, it's probably only like one hair at a time that's doing that.
Does it fall out? Like it's like I'm out of ink, so it falls out and then it just starts making gray hair.
You just need a new toner.
but I've never had like a half hair color, half gray color
Like it's
hair.
growing out gray, but
Well,
the
you
end
just
of it is
never-
dark.
Just all of a sudden, the hair's gray.
You've just never noticed it changing. Or maybe it's a slow fade.
I
Maybe
would have, one hair I would have come across that was half and half.
I mean, what happened with Rogue
What?
in X-Men?
I don't know. I think she absorbed Captain Marvel. She touched her too long. She absorbed Captain Marvel.
Oh, so not in the movie.
No.
In the
never,
movie,
well, never
Magneto-
happened in the movie.
What?
And that gave her
Rogue
the
seeing
gray
Captain Marvel?
streak, and it's also why she can fly and why she's invulnerable. So Rogue is actually two people. She could
Ah.
she could fly in the comics.
In the movie, she just sucks people's life out, and then Magneto made her hair white.
That's what she did. Is it Miss Marvel? Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel? It was Miss Marvel. It was Miss Marvel.
At the time.
So who's she now?
She's
Okay.
Captain Marvel.
She's
So it didn't
Mrs.
kill her?
Marvel
Captain
now.
Marvel used to be a dude and he died of cancer. That was a weird thing in the 70s for a
You
comic book
what?
character to die of cancer. Because he was exposed to radiation, I think.
It was
Mm-hmm.
a dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Captain Marvel used to be a dude.
Oh, okay.
Also, Captain Marvel is the name for Shazam in the DC world. That's the actual name of the character, is Captain Marvel.
That's who Zachary Levi's playing, right?
Zachary Levi
Yeah.
playing Shazam.
Bloodfest, Zachary Levi.
So, yeah, and also the RT podcast.
Oh yeah.
Zachary Levi.
He's got. We really helped launch his career. I'm,
Yeah,
really
he's a
happy
pretty
for
lucky
him.
dude,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
Gotta help people
You're
out.
welcome, Zachary Levi.
That actually looks really good.
Yeah.
I have a lot of hope for Shazam. I really do. I should ask Eric while he was here what he thinks. I don't know if he gives his opinion of stuff like that. He's more of like information authority. I don't know that he says this is good or this is bad.
Do you think Sinbad will be in it?
No, no. Are you one of the people who believes that?
No, I'd never heard of that in my life.
What the
Okay.
the genie thing?
Yeah.
Yes. That Sinbad was in a movie
They should put him in it.
in the 90s where he played a genie.
It was Shaquille O'Neal, wasn't it? No. Who
Yeah,
was it?
Shaquille O'Neal played Kazam.
Kazam?
Yes.
Right. But people think Sinbad was in a movie called Shazam and he was a genie.
The one that gets
And people swear they've seen this movie.
It's like Berenstein Bears all over again.
Yeah. You know how shit sticks with you too. You know, like references that you make that nobody else. I made a reference to Jeff the other day that nobody else in the room would get. I was like getting up. I was like, okay, I gotta go. He goes, you gotta leave? And I go, yep, time to make the donuts. And he goes, okay. And everyone else in the room was like, the fuck does that mean? Time to make the. You know what that means,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That's from it's on the tip of my tongue. What's it from?
You probably wouldn't know.
Do you know, Gav?
It's
I know.
Dunkin' Donuts.
It's a commercial. It's an old TV
Yeah,
commercial.
Dunkin' Donuts. Because the guy would get up every morning and have to take time to make the donuts every single.
I knew a
morning.
lot about Dunkin' Donuts because it was very similar to Dunkelman.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You're not like a Tim Hortons.
No, we
Loyalist?
really like Dunkin' Donuts for that reason only.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
I like Tim Hortons too. Don't get me wrong, but I remember my family being oddly excited about a chain that was called Dunkin' Donuts because it was close to Dunkelman.
Dunkelman Donuts.
Start Dunkelman Donuts and
Not a lot going on in Canada, huh? So big news.
Dude.
Dunkin' Donuts exists.
My dad busts through the front door. Did you guys hear the news?
Are there even Dunkin' Donuts in Canada?
yeah, they
Okay.
are.
Can we show one of the things that we have, Gus? Can we show one of those?
Can we?
I don't. Why not?
Why wouldn't you be able
It's our
to?
thing.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I did.
one of the things,
Yeah.
Let me read while you
Like what
let me
you-
read this while you look that up.
what you showed Jeff on Off Topic.
Yeah.
People in chat are asking what you showed him.
Showed me this
So-
morning.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
All right. All right. We'll work this out.
Let me read this. I want to remind everyone this episode of the Rooster Teeth
What should we
podcast
pick?
is also brought to you by furniture that's fit for modern life at home. That really threw me off. I haven't moved my microphone and I lost my spot.
Like an
Yeah.
inch.
Could we actually though trade our normal couch for this couch?
This is our couch, yeah.
But like the permanent set?
Eric, make it so.
It's so comfortable.
Thanks, bad Eric.
Thanks, good Eric.
Thanks, not Patrick.
Patrick's really around a lot less now.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
we
think
got
I've seen
Eric.
him in 2 months.
I sat next to him at a meeting today.
He's
I was
here
like, oh,
today.
hey, what's up?
You didn't watch it on a TV?
All right, Eric. I sent
know,
an
I was
image.
there.
I sent a thing to the secret email address. That it's been
Are we
on
going to make
camera.
it full screen or small?
We should do
Are you worried
full
about it?
screen.
Are you? It's one image.
I
It's
think
the main one.
It's a good tease for
This
it.
is probably going to be the cover. Probably going to be the cover.
Mm-hmm.
So, you okay with this?
I'm
We're doing this on the fly.
fine with it. I'm just worried
Like the
about.
old days, Gus. Can we
I'm
do this?
worried about
We get in trouble?
No, about will it eat into the project?
No, I think it'll get people excited about it. That's
Me
what
too.
I think.
Me too.
Okay.
What if you just zoom
I'm
it
excited
in?
about it.
What if you just zoom in really far and scroll around?
Let's not do that.
Nope, I don't want to
Okay, let me know when you got it ready.
get too close. Do you know what we're
All right, buddy.
Everyone,
Oh, it's coming,
Everyone
all
in
right.
chat is super excited.
Are you?
So yeah, I mean,
It won't be the
people were
only
asking
thing
what you
coming.
showed Jeff.
Yeah.
So it's good that you're actually going to show it.
What?
Hey, Eric, do you think you're as good as Patrick? Or do you know you're not?
Oh, I know I'm not.
Okay, good.
He's the head of a department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked for Mega 64.
Did they have any department?
You also use the word work very lightly.
Does work imply getting paid? Did you get paid by Mega 64?
You know,
Sometimes.
you can say.
Oh, really? Who knows?
I think we have it ready.
Get
Okay, so
get your
let's
pants ready,
Preface
young
this really
children.
quickly. So this is something that we have wanted to make for a really long time.
Like 10 years or something.
10 years we've been threatening this. But because of what it is, every time you go to work on it, you're already too late.
Yeah.
It's like, we could start working on this in February, and they go, no, it's too late for this year. And you're like, how is that possible? But,
So we waited till August when it was definitely too late.
dude, I've been talking about this thing since May. I'm making a joke about February. February would obviously.
You're right.
be
We
that
have been trying to put it together. It's like, we got this other stuff. We got this
summer
other stuff.
was
Let's
tough.
push. Let's push. Let's push.
So in order to make ourselves finally do this thing, we put it on. Last week we had a promotion, or last year we had a promotion for first week, and the very first thing for the signups was that we were going to make a sexy Gus pinup calendar for 2019. And so this is you've been shooting this for like the last 3 weeks.
It didn't take that long.
It was
An
2 days, but it was like
extensive-
3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
shot this, but we've been working on the images, and Wes, of course, was the photographer who shot everything.
he
Live
broke
action
the
helped
camera
produce it.
broke.
Poor
Did we
Wes.
pay him more for that?
Can we see what will
We're
potentially
gonna
be
have
the
to
cover
send him
image
to therapy.
for the Gus sexy calendar? Oh, there it is.
Oh my god!
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
People
is
behind the
just one
cameras are
image.
shaking their heads.
So much.
It's just one image.
It's so much of you.
Gus is awesome.
Were you actually naked?
I had a dancer's belt on.
Okay.
Aw.
Everyone is so nice. There's like 10 people on set. You know, so there's a lot of people working on this, and they're like, "Do you want us to close set?"
I can answer just because like a sock over his junk. He's got like a little sock.
They're like, "Should we close set? Do you want to get rid of anyone?" It's like, I don't give a fuck. If anybody, I was like, I'm fine. If anybody wants to leave because they're uncomfortable, they're more than welcome to leave. But it's like, I don't care. Like, they're like, "Do you want a rope?" I was like, "No, I'm cool. Whatever."
I came over to stage 5 and I rounded the corner. And I'm not going to give anything away, but you were wearing something when I rounded the corner. That
we can't show any of these. We can't show anymore.
There's so many.
I can't give it away.
So many. So it sucks that there's only 12 months.
Oh, this was today. Today was approving the final ones that get to go in it, and it was just like I was having so much fun.
I think we did like
so hard.
I think we did 20 setups.
So you've got half of the next calendar done.
Yeah. So out of like the 20, you had to pick like the best 12.
You should just do
How's
like
Chat feel about it?
2019 and then some.
Everyone's I said that we should make like fake DLC months, like Smarch.
Or just do or just do like the next 4 or 5 months into 2020. It'll be like just a big thick calendar.
No, they got to pay extra for that.
All right.
Gustober.
So I showed it
Pretty good one.
to Jeff
Calendar.
on off topic. Last week I just walked up to my phone and showed it to him.
Uh-huh.
And it was just like, I haven't seen him that happy in a long time. He was fucking happy.
You showed me a couple
Seen it.
today right before our meeting.
Yeah, I want to show literally show the rest of them, and I know we should.
It's funny because you came up to me, you're like, "Hey, can I show you something?" I got up and walked away, got back, and Trevor's like, "What'd Burnie show you?" And I was just like, something very sexy. And he goes, "Was it Gus?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yes.
It was awesome.
Gus, you're fucking awesome, dude.
It was
I'm
great.
so excited for that thing to come out. I will say though, it is true. We started talking about this thing in May, and the people who manufacture stuff were like, "No, it's too late for 2019." It's like, how? How is it too late? There are literally 8 months left in the year.
Yeah, my old job was, we've said before, was making promotional products, and you would spend all summer printing calendars.
Yeah.
And so it's like if you aren't done, like you said, almost like by February, if you haven't submitted it to the calendar to the printing company to get it in the queue to be printed, then there's no capacity.
Right.
Just start a printing company.
Shit, print calendars, dude. How hard can it be? Use what do I use on that computer there? Use print shop. Use print shop.
Print shop? I haven't thought about print shop in forever. Fuck.
It's PFS right. Use that.
Jesus. Print
Jimmy's-
shop. That was like the old like Mac OS 6, like before Photoshop,
Print
right?
shop was, if you ever see like the banners on dot matrix printers where it's like a couple different, looks like an accordion almost, and they just string it up. It's like happy birthday and some shitty little clip art. That's
It
always
is your
print shop
birthday.
that did that.
Do they still make that?
I don't know. If I wanted to print a banner today, I couldn't do it. That's lost of time because all the paper's not connected to each other.
What do you mean?
Well, in dot matrix days, it was a feed of paper where
Oh,
it had
right,
like
you
the
could, like,
ribbons
rip it
on the
off.
side with the holes to pull
Yeah.
it through. But as a result, you had to tear all the paper off individually. Which brings me, reminds me of something else. I printed out.
Broderbund makes it. The Broderbund still has a website. When's the last time you thought
print
about Broderbund?
Really? Do they have WordPerfect on there too? What's the biggest
for Mac,
Broderbund title you can
download
remember?
it for $50.
Broderbund.
Mavis Beacon?
Loadrunner.
Loadrunner.
Loadrunner was a Broderbund title, I believe. I think it was. It was a game.
You can get
All
Print
right,
Shop
young kids
Professional
over
for
there,
Windows.
just stop making
$100.
looks at each
I
other.
keep looking at Gavin like, do you know what they're talking
Loadrunner is a great game.
about? Roadrunner?
Loadrunner.
Let me ask you a
LODE.
question. So I printed out. I had to print a document. I had to print a release this weekend. It was like a release. One of those things you can sign a release.
What was it?
It's a release.
Yeah.
And I had to sign it, and I printed it out. It was 3 pages. I knew I was going to fuck up filling it out the first time. So I printed out 2. Who the fuck ever wants to print 2 documents where all the pages are in order with each other? Like page 1, and then the other document's page 1, then page 2, then another page 2, then a page 3.
Yeah,
another
why is
page
that
2.
an option?
Who in the history of printing things has ever used that? What is the
Wait,
purpose
I don't
of that?
understand what you're saying.
Where like
You've
you
never
print,
actually-
you print 2 3-page documents. And instead of printing 1 2 3 1 2 3, it prints 1 1 2 2 3 3.
Well, it just means the printer doesn't have to change the memory inside it.
Well, if you need multiple people to fill out things, let's say you're filling out forms for people.
Look, what kind of forms? A release?
Well, surely when a computer sends information to a printer, it just sends 1 page at a time. So if we could just do it twice, and then
Dude, how much memory do you think is in a printer?
let's say
how
you
much memory
have-
do you think a page takes?
Let's say you have a 3-page
a
script.
1 page worth of memory. Like, you think it's got like a terabyte in there? What do you
Called
want? from it?
collating. Collating.
A printer can easily hold that.
Collate.
How many pages can a printer hold?
More than 3.
Images or no images?
What does matter, does it?
Matters a bunch. Matters a lot. If I had a
Surely.
one-page high-res image versus a bunch of fucking shitty little letters.
Right, but surely the maximum amount of data on a page is one page.
No, not at all.
What do you mean?
It's probably every possible point that it can print.
Right, so every
So
pixel,
right? I don't.
could have a different value of colors. So all of those values multiplied by how many pixels is the maximum value of a page. So you
No.
probably hold that much. Why?
No, it just transfers it to memory and it prints it.
What memory?
In the fucking printer.
What
In the
memory does the printer have?
If I typed from the top of the page to the bottom of the page, just a bunch of words, and then I had the second page of that document that was just from top to bottom an image, that second page would be more in terms of memory.
Sure.
Sure.
But there's a maximum amount a page could be.
Well, okay, sure.
So maybe that's the memory of it. Because if you send 20 pages to the printer and pull the plug out, it'll print one.
So if I
And then
put
it'll stop.
if I put a super high res image into a document, you don't think that the word processor sends to the printer the full high res image? You think it does like a mobile phone does, where it encodes it at a lower resolution?
Well, it makes it into a format that can be printed. There's certain DPI.
I get what you're saying.
assume
I
there's-
get what you're saying.
I assume there's way more than one page in a printer. But I was saying that there's a possible reason that it's doing it that way, so it doesn't have to switch its memory.
It's an option. It's a checkbox. You can collate it.
I didn't realize my printer can print on both sides.
I love
thought you
that.
have to.
How the fuck does it do
I
that?
don't know. I thought you have to, because in the past when I was 12 and I was printing on both sides, it would print on one side and then you put it back in,
Yeah.
print on the other side. I clicked the box by accident, I guess, and I printed 5 pages and it was all on both sides. I was like, did it suck it back in on its own?
Yeah.
Did it actually print on? Does it?
Yeah, it doesn't come all the way out, but it starts coming out and then it goes back in.
That's so clever.
What?
We're in the future.
How did you not know what it did once you wondered?
I didn't want
A little hand comes out of the printer and grabs it and then puts it back up on the top.
Funnily enough, when I print a 5-page document, I don't stare at the printer waiting for it
Funny
to come
enough, print another fucking document if you're so fucking curious. How hard?
What do you
sat
think
there
I'm gonna
one-
waste paper? I'm not
you
going to print 2 things like
two
you.
pages?
No.
Print 2, and that's it.
Why would I waste it?
What do you mean? Because you're curious about it. You're just printing on a piece of paper. That's it.
Well, sure.
Was
Are
it
you
fine?
that offended by wasting one sheet of paper? Do you not waste anything in
simple
your life,
solution.
Gavin?
I don't
that
like to
fucking
waste
screen
paper.
on.
I'm always running out of paper.
You can put it in the
printer stuff.
recycling bin. Then it'll get made into more shitty paper. There you go. Problem solved.
Simple problem.
Does the chat know why that's the case?
No, I've not seen an answer, but chat's going pretty fast.
I always know when Bernie's really angry because his voice goes really high and cracks, and a gust of wind hits my hair when he yells. It's like he breaks the sound barrier.
I will say something I've noticed though is I print out more recipes. That if you're on a web page and there's a print option on the web page, you should always click it because it'll give you a little format that
Yep.
takes away everything else.
Why are you printing wet recipes when you could just?
Can do what?
You have an iPad.
I do, but then I gotta got flour on my hands and I'm tapping it.
Yeah, if
you
you want
know?
to just put it on the fridge or
Plus
something.
keep it alive.
Shit goes away. Like if you're looking, if you have it bookmarked or something, the website changes like that now
Oh,
at 404s.
I don't have
While
like a
you're
little.
cooking?
Like if you want to reference it again later, if you want to save it.
I'm not like an old lady. I don't have like a box with index cards in it or something. I just print it, use it, and then throw it away.
Well, there you go. That's your point out the window, Gus.
All right.
You know what?
Fuck me then.
You know what's crazy?
After seeing that bearskin rug, okay.
I've been waiting for Dan to come to town for months.
Make a
Never-
Tinder account with that as the profile image. Do it for us.
Yeah, sure. I'll get right on
Barbara,
that.
would you swipe on that? If you saw, let's assume because it's not Gus. You saw a dude and he's all laid out, Burt Reynolds style, on the bearskin rug. By the way, that bearskin rug was a huge debate internally.
Why?
Whether or not to use a real bear.
Oh.
You know, so
Was it a
because we
real bear?
obviously had a real bear with Gus,
Yeah,
but we didn't want to
rare.
compete with it. So, but you'll see. You get a closer look at that image, you'll see
Yeah.
it's fun. You see a guy, you're swiping that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because you want to talk to that guy.
I'd swipe it, and then I would be the first to initiate contact.
Would you?
Too, which is saying a lot.
Really? Be like, nice pick, buddy. There
Yeah.
you go. Gus, do it.
I'd be like, move that arm.
Why? There's no upside to this for me.
Yeah, I guess
There's
not.
absolutely no upside.
I guess not. Well, let somebody else use it. Somebody who looks like you.
I'm
Who
sure
looks
someone
like you?
will.
I feel bad for you if you look like me. If you look like me, yeah, you need all the help you can get. Go for it.
Oh, so you could say that about yourself, but when I make a joke about your middle name being ugly, so your name would be Gus, you're all mean about it.
No need to be rude. It's called self-deprecating humor.
Yeah, what you're saying?
So Dan came to town. He's been gone for 6 or so months.
Lovely.
And we were very excited because we want to do Lasso in Halo 1, which we're not going to do for Achievement Hunter because it's only 2 players. We want to beat Halo 1 with all the skulls. So this morning, we're like setting it up, make sure our Xbox is all wired in and stuff. And then we did a little bit of filming and we came back and we're like, all right, we'll smash out one of the levels right before the podcast. We both sat down, 73 gig update for both of us. Because today, I think the update for MCC came out.
So you're basically just re-downloading the game?
It's just, it's every single game. You just got to get it again. It's like, it's the only time I've seen that, I think, aside from Assassin's Creed, where the whole game was patched, basically.
Fuck.
So I sat down, it was like, all right, you got to download the entire Master Chief Collection, which is already one of the biggest games there.
And they've already had multiple big updates. Like, if you looked at the aggregate data over the life of that game that you've downloaded just to patch it, how much data is that? Is it a terabyte? Have you downloaded a terabyte of Master Chief Collection?
Thankfully, now it's like a hub, so you can actually deselect games. So I just had it download the Halo 1. And Halo 1, even with the anniversary update, is 3.5 gigs.
Yeah.
Halo 2 anniversary is 44 gigs.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And Halo 4 is like 10 gigs.
Man.
Or 18 gigs with multiplayer.
You know what I wish, and maybe somebody who's listening can tell me where I can get this. I wish there was a thing I could run on my PC. You know, like the little sys tray icons bottom?
Yeah.
Wish there was a way, like when you start it, the computer, it would just bring up a dialogue saying, which of these fuckers do you want to start? Like just a little checkbox.
That's called Startup.
Startup, yeah. You can totally do that.
No, you're talking about the startup folder?
No, if you like open up your task manager, there's a startup tab there and you can check and uncheck
Go
stuff.
ahead, let me see this.
Yeah, I think you could also right click on certain applications and say like startup at or start at.
But I'm saying every time. I want to have the option to every startup.
Oh, at every boot?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, just clicking shit on the desktop.
Well, I have to go through and turn everything off, but I gotta wait for it to load.
I think there's a way you can have it prompt you for everything. You have like a key you can hold down. Is it like it's like safe mode, but a selective safe mode where it asks you to load everything as it goes in?
It's still like every service that runs?
I think so.
Dude, Teddy, I have building Teddy's computer and installing the OS. Everything went pretty well. There was a thing where I couldn't recognize the optical drive, and I learned, Gavin showed me this, that you can just like download an ISO image to a thumb drive and use it that way.
Oh,
Now that I have that, I'll never ever do it any other way.
We also troubleshooted your GAMI cable.
You troubleshot the game.
I felt like because I was at your house, I should be slightly useful if I'm there taking up your space.
Don't undersell yourself. You were very useful. But the problem I'm having is, for the love of God, I cannot get Windows 10 on the new computer to change the fucking time zone. It will not fucking change.
Could it change and then it just goes back?
It wants to go to Pacific.
Just undo the update automatically.
It like wants. What do you mean update? What are you talking about updates?
Some of them have like an automatic.
Yeah, the automatic setting date and time. Just undo that.
No, I did. I just turned off set time automatically and just set the clock.
Yeah.
System clock. But it's like I should be able to set the fucking.
Do you want me to come over and help?
Time zone.
Does it get that through the internet or through the plug hole?
Through the what?
I'm good
through the outlet.
Big Alexa, fix the computer.
I'm pretty sure it gets that over the internet. Do you? Are there places that give you the time over the?
England has time outlet? Going through the electrical system.
It does?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's how like shit without an internet connection sets its time.
I thought shit without an internet connection gets set by a human.
All right.
Well, I mean, it can. It's also going through the damn electrical system.
So I had a problem when I was traveling recently.
Where were we traveling?
So I went to Scotland, home of Loch Ness. So I went to Scotland recently, as we talked about.
Glad I watched the podcast last week.
Scotland is part of the United Kingdom. So about 9 o'clock at night, I'm in my hotel room.
Door.
What?
No, go ahead.
In Glasgow. How do you say the city that begins with an I? How do you say that in Scotland?
Inverness.
I said Inverness, right? People fucking freaked out when I said Inverness.
How do you pronounce it?
Inverness.
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 Inverness. Inverness.
Inverness.
Inverness.
Where were you?
Inverness.
I was in Inverness.
Yeah. And so I was in my hotel room, and I realized it was the Radisson.
You know it must be good.
What?
You know it must be good.
Dude, Gus, there was a pub across the street. It was a Weatherspoon pub. You would be so happy. You just do everything via app.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah.
And then, like, you know what I should do? I should order food right now for somebody in Scotland and have it delivered to their table.
Yeah, it's what, like midnight there?
Could probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Could probably
You have to pay for it on the app?
Here's some loaded skins.
Get him a club sandwich.
Can a club sandwich? Yeah.
It's a classic
Shepherd's
room
pie.
service
What if I
order.
can do it from here? I'm gonna try it. But so I'm in my hotel room. It's 9 o'clock at night. I realized, fuck, I forgot to pack my travel adapters. So I can't plug my laptop in. Fuck, because it's part of the UK. It's different power thing. So I go down to the front desk.
The fact it's part of the UK is completely irrelevant.
Well, they have the same plugs as, you know, they're in the UK, so the same plugs.
But at what point, if they weren't in the UK, would they have American plugs?
Japan?
Yeah, sure, right. But it's Europe.
Yeah. But in Europe, also, they wouldn't have that. Does Ireland, what does Ireland have? Because they're not part of the UK. What do they have?
I think it's the same plug.
Some places in London, some hotels have American outlets.
By the way, the UK plug, I'm sorry, it's terrible.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
It's way too big and bulky. No.
It's so big.
The plug comes down the bottom. Means if you trip on it, it doesn't come flinging out of the wall.
How the fuck do you pack anything that has these gigantic plugs?
And it's safe.
You know why? They have a fucking fuse in them.
They're all
they have a fuse in them. They're safe. And the top one is long, and that one unlocks the other two dangerous ports.
No, you only like it because you grew up with it. It's awful. It's garbage.
No, garbage.
No, the only bad thing about it is that when you drop it on the floor, it ends up like this. And
then you can kill yourself. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the best. Look at that.
Okay.
They don't spark when you shove them in.
This is the item that I need. Okay, this is the item that I need. So I go down to the front desk, talk to this guy. I say, hey, I'm trying to use my laptop in my room, and I forgot my adapters.
Go back to that picture.
I need...
Right. The bottom prongs, right? You see the black bit?
Yeah.
That's really smart.
Because you can't touch it by accident?
Why doesn't America have that?
Because the plug isn't fucking the size of my fist.
You can still touch the metal when you're plugging it in.
It's tiny. You gotta
touch the
work
metal on
hard
that
to do it.
No, when it's in the wall, there's the perfect length.
You can't touch it with the American one when it's in the wall.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, what?
When it's in the wall?
Oh, it's in the wall? You
no,
can't
it's
get
like
in there?
partially in. I'm saying the black bit starts when it touches electricity.
Apparently, British people plug in stuff by wrapping their hand around the plug and just jamming it at the wall.
You have to.
You just hold the
pull
end.
them out.
Be an American. Just grab the cord to me on a plug and just yank from the cord. That's what everybody does.
All right.
That's what has the little grippy part on most plugs.
So I walk down to the front desk and I say, hey, I'm trying to use my laptop in my room and I forgot my adapters. I just need an adapter that goes from UK to American.
Why don't you just plug it in the shaving outlet?
That's a good question, but I'd rather go ask the front desk for things. He says, we don't have those. I was like, well, shit. You don't have them? I didn't say, well, shit. I go, oh, okay. Well, I said, well, do you know a shop nearby that would have them? He goes, this time of night? I don't know. So we talked for 5 minutes. We're looking up. I got my Google Maps out. We're talking about stuff. The manager walks by and she goes, what are you looking for? What are y'all looking for? And I said, she'd say, y'all.
What are y'all
She's
looking
Scottish.
for?
And by the way, Scottish accent is fucking glorious.
It's amazing.
Like, I rented a car, and that was the first person I interacted with in Scotland, and I instantly fell in love with this woman.
Did you see that clip from, was it Wreck-It Ralph 2 with, what's her name, from Brave talking? It's like, what the fuck is she saying?
Yeah.
She says, I baked a cake and turned my mom into a big bear, and then my old Jin, which is, I guess, father, old man, tried to do her in himself.
How do you
and if
know?
That's not a pure mess, I don't know what is.
Yep, very good.
Too often those things.
Deem the least of us courage goes
You
unmarked.
guys should be actors.
So the manager comes by. After
He says, howdy, y'all.
Howdy, y'all. Hey, you guys. So says, what are you looking for? I said, I'm looking for a shop that would have power adapters so I can use it. So I need something that can plug an American device in. Like that goes from American to UK power. And she goes, oh, we have those right here. And he goes, yeah, we have those here. Other guy. And I said,
You just told him to do it.
and I said, what? I said, this is what I asked you for. He goes, no, because you wanted UK to US. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So because I walked up and said, I need UK to US power adapters, he was like, he thought I wanted to adapt a UK plug to an American outlet in his hotel.
You were talking about going from the wall to the device.
Right.
He was talking about going from the device to the wall.
And he just said, oh, we don't have those. And then spent 5 minutes like, never occurred to this guy that I wanted the other thing.
Maybe you sounded Scottish. He thought you were a local.
What? Where's the American plug in his hotel that I'm plugging into? And the funny thing is, I told this story to Dan this weekend, and he goes, oh no, you were wrong. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, Dan thought you were an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, if you ask that question, I would use common sense to be like, well, we don't have U.S. outlets here.
Also, I'm
surely
clearly American.
Yeah, I would have been
Surely you're
like,
looking
you're
for
in
this.
Scotland and you sound like you're not from
And the
here.
fact that he wasn't like, sir, are you sure you don't mean X to X instead?
Yeah. Or like, oh, there's no standard way to say that.
Yeah.
Like, I get that you plug in American and then it goes UK, but I was thinking I need to go from UK power to American.
That's how I would think also.
Because the power goes this way.
It's because they drive on the other side of the road.
Yeah, fuckers.
Can you just say travel adapter?
I should have just kept my mouth shut and said,
said
hey, I need a pluggy thing, and so whatever. And then he would have been fine with
You
it.
just shove the plug in his face.
America.
Can you adapt this?
This dude fucked with me big time. But the manager, she helped me. She got me what
Computer no work. Why?
I know, right? I will say this, European plugs, way worse. Way worse.
Are those the ones with the little two?
Little circles?
Yeah.
That's garbage. Those can't work right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of European countries that don't use that though.
What do they use?
It's like different countries have different plugs. Like Italy plug is different.
Is
What's
it really?
the one that's like?
It's like this.
Australia's like this. It's the American plug, except it goes like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one is that?
It's the same. Australia.
Australia. Yeah.
In fact, some of the adapters, like the ones that can go to multiple countries, you literally just turn the plugs like that in order to use it.
I had to tell Trevor when we were in Australia that he can't use his own blow dryer with an adapter.
Trevor used the blow dryer? Mm-hmm. His hair doesn't look like he blow dries it.
Yeah, he dries it.
Well, it's pretty voluminous. I could see it.
What hotel doesn't have a hairdryer?
Every hotel has a hairdryer, but
he can't use his.
His is a really good one, and he likes bringing it with him. And
really
so he said when he,
here, by the way.
I'm learning a lot. I'm really liking this.
He said,
"What's the difference? It's hot air."
It's just, if you get used to your own tools and stuff like that, you like to bring them with you. You never know how good the hairdryer at the hotel is going to be.
Well, I mean, so what though?
Does he carry tweezers? In his
what about his hair straightener? Could he plug that in, or did he need another? Did he need to use a local one? I'm just curious.
Does he bring his own shampoo?
No.
Oh,
what about makeup wipes? Do you have
these are all things that I bring, so now you're just shitting on me.
So here's all the different plugs. Where the fuck is Italy? Put your money where your mouth is, Gav.
Italy's like a stack.
Italy's
like a tower
isn't it just the 2 prongs?
Is it leaning over?
The top ones are much further out than the other
I was
ones.
in Italy and I thought it was just the.
Oh, you're right. It's like 3.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I'm saying like the ground is like it's not above them both. It's like
I'm gonna say so. Yeah, that's
of it.
wrong. That's absolutely wrong.
Look,
I don't remember seeing that at all when I was in Italy.
what were you doing? Were you actually in a different country, but you thought it was Italy?
I was in Rome.
You know what we should do? We should all, going forward, when the new iPhone comes out, everything should be USB-C.
Yeah.
Including outlets and everything.
Sure.
Like, everything is, from this point on, every single thing.
Do you think that will standardize even with the different voltages?
Sure.
USB-C can handle it.
USB-C is perfect.
220, 240?
I love USB-C. I hate that not everything uses it.
I'm going to say this right now. I'm putting my foot down. Milestone for the podcast. If the new iPhone is not USB-C, I will not get it. I will not get it.
I think it's stupid.
Stupid?
Because how do you tell if you got a USB-C 3 cable or a Thunderbolt 3 cable, whether it's like active or passive? It's all the same cable.
There are like 20 different possible configurations that can run over the same cable.
I never know what I've got. Can I charge shit with this? Can I plug in a hard drive with this, or will it trickle to a? It's annoying. Why are you looking at me like
I don't know what you're talking about? I don't have one of those Mac laptops.
Your USB-C, because the USB-C is the connector. Yeah. Right? The wire, it could be anything. What do you have?
I have a charging cable for USB-C.
For what?
Switch.
So that's
I have a
USB
battery. It's like a battery. A battery from my backpack, and it can charge things.
What is it?
It's a battery. It lets me charge stuff.
Yeah, I read an article outlining exactly what you're talking about here. And as part of it, they show 4 cables that look identical.
No, and what are all the different types?
All of these do something different. One is USB-C, which does 40 gigabits. One is
so that's Thunderbolt 3.
Thunderbolt 3. There's a USB-C which does 10 gigabits, 100 watts of power. There's a 3.0 USB-C to USB-C, which is 5 gigabits, 15 watts. And there's a 2.0 USB-C to USB-C, which is 480 megabits at 2.4 amps. So it's the same. It looks like the same cable.
I don't even like when USB plugs have 2 plugs and one is labeled as the fast charge USB plug. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why would you not want the fast?
Well, I mean, not all devices support fast charging, I assume.
Well, is it just more power? It's like a higher amperage.
Higher amperage, yeah.
Just coming in like a fire hose. Okay.
Because I do a thing now where it's such a boring conversation. I've got a MacBook charger which is USB-C.
Yeah.
But then I bought a separate USB-C to Lightning cable, so it can actually super fast charge my phone.
Do you charge that same plug though? You can use to charge your Switch and your MacBook as well.
Not with a Lightning cable. Oh.
What? You don't use the Lightning cable for that? If you plug your
what can you charge with a Lightning cable?
No, not your Lightning cable. Sorry, Thunderbolt. Do you have to get a special cable to plug in your Switch into that? You have a Switch, right?
Yeah.
So can you charge it with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. But not with the Lightning cable.
Well, the Lightning cable obviously not, because it's that's what I'm saying. The iPhone.
Get rid of. Are you talking about plugging a Switch into a MacBook?
Yeah.
I don't think you can charge a Switch from a MacBook using USB-C.
From the laptop?
Correct.
I've never done that. I've used the charger though.
Okay, yeah, that you can.
Somebody did something. I forget what it was. Where I think it was Adam Baird plugged in a battery into his MacBook because it has a USB-C port in the MacBook, and it charged the battery.
Right.
Instead of charging the it pulled even more power out of the laptop. It just goes, I guess you want to charge this thing. Okay, let's do that.
Everyone wants USB-C, but I don't know what direction anything's going in ever.
I just want less cables. I want less cables. One of the things we were troubleshooting this weekend, we'll spit there, Bob, sorry about that.
I'm really used to it by
this
now.
optical drive, and it had the micro USB in the back. Not the mini.
Not mini,
the
micro.
Okay. Like, it was the first one they made that was...
It was like the shitty trapezoid one?
Yeah, but at least it goes in one direction. That's nice.
Is that different to a trapezium?
Trapezium?
What's a trapezium?
I thought it was like a...
Do you have to get doctor recommend to take it?
Take trapezium? Ask your doctor.
Trapezium's a type of quadrilateral, but it also says trapezoid here.
Yeah. I guess they're taught as trapeziums in the UK.
Yeah, outside of the US and Canada, it's known as a trapezium, but in the US it's known as the trapezoid. I had no fucking idea.
I've never used trapezoid.
I know trapezoid.
Yeah, US and Canada are the ones that do it. Everyone else uses trapezium.
What do they teach in Mexico?
I have no idea.
Really?
I didn't go to school in Mexico.
Well, you live close to the Mexican border. You probably heard people.
You go down to the market and ask for a trapezoid of bananas.
He just starts listening at the border to what Mexicans are learning.
It's got to come up with one Tejano song at least once, right?
Just go down there and go trapezoid and see who turns around.
What do you call a shape where it's like this, Gus?
It's a triangle, dummy.
Pyramid? Triangle?
A roof.
A triangle?
Like this?
Yeah. We call it a quelp.
Trapecio.
What's that thing that
Trapecio?
we looked up?
That's
where
way
it
better
was
than us.
it's like something in the UK where you're like dissing someone. It's like the
Belm.
Belm. Gotta look.
I was teaching her about Belm. I don't know if this is like still done because I was on the playground a long time ago. But if someone was an idiot, you'd be like, and or you could like start slapping it. You go,
You know who actually does that kind of organically on her own, but not the slapping part, is Turney does that.
Oh, I probably taught her. I taught her the Belm.
Yeah, remember that video where you guys were arguing in Italy and she imitated you? She goes, like that.
And there's different variations. Like one of my friends, he didn't ever go for the slap, but he'd go for the squeeze. He'd be like,
God,
Good Lord,
so
dude.
gross.
It is so gross. Why is it so
It
gross?
looks like you have some weird like deformity.
yeah. That was like what it was to be a schoolboy.
Yeah, Meg does two things that I just live for. Hers making that noise that she makes, and the other one is when she says the word idiot. Meg says the word idiot better than any person in the place. She goes, idiot. I can't even do it right. Idiot.
She's the only person who I enjoy getting called an idiot by.
Oh, yeah. You're into it. Here, let me read this thing.
Ellie makes a noise too that makes me laugh every single time.
You should Belm at her. See what she does.
I should try that and see. Have you heard Ellie? You know the noise, like Ellie has a signature noise she makes?
No.
She goes, yeah. It's like, I can't describe it, but I've written it into scripts where it's like Ellie makes the Ellie noise. And then when she gets to that, we're reading a script, she gets to it and goes, yeah.
You should call her and have her do it down the phone.
Yeah.
I'll call Ellie right now.
Get her on the phone.
But do FaceTime audio.
I'll read this while you do that. I want to remind everyone, this episode of Rooster Teeth Podcast is also brought to you. Just listen to an audiobook. Learn something. Don't be stupid. How about that?
Don't be an idiot.
It's a good way to be.
Mm-hmm.
What's your sign that your significant other is mad at you? Like if Meg calls you an idiot, obviously you're like, okay, that's funny, you know. But is there like a tell that she's actually mad at you?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell when anyone's mad at you.
Yeah, but I'm saying, does she have a tell in particular?
Yeah,
What's like steam coming out of her ears or anything like that? Or does she like grab you by the throat?
She stopped calling you idiot.
Try to push you through a piece of drywall. Did you guys ever repair the drywall from when you wrestled and put a hole in the wall?
Yeah.
That was a different house though, right?
That was my first house.
Yeah, your first American house. What about you?
She was
Does Esther ever get mad at you? Have like a tell?
Never. I'm perfect.
Does she get mad for real?
What?
She's still laid back though. I mean, I know you're an asshole, but she's very laid back.
She's got a lot to put up with me.
She does. She really does.
She's a saint.
Gotta be like so hard for her. Like she's home all day, and then you come home and like ruins it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like the day was going so great, and then you got to deal with this.
You know, and then Tia's like, "Oh, Gus is here at 4:30."
Shit.
Walks in the door. And I'm imagining you and Trevor haven't gotten mad at each other yet.
No.
It hasn't gotten there yet. Huh?
You never had a fight?
No.
Oh, that's cool.
Ashley makes
You
a
start
face
one.
at me.
Get it out of the way.
The only thing, like, there's been times where, like, I've been trying to explain something and I'm bad at explaining it, so I get frustrated with myself, and like we have a trouble like understanding what the other person means, but like then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, you meant that. That's the extent of our arguing. It's just like me being a shitty explainer.
It's basically like the podcast.
Yeah.
Basically, your
it's every argument with Gavin on this podcast.
Pretty much.
Did you hear about that guy in Portugal who fell into an art installation?
No. Does he live there now?
He's trapped there.
Oh, the hole?
Someone made an art installation that was just a hole. It was
like the Vantablack hole?
It was an 8-foot deep hole that they painted Vantablack to make it look like.
Wow,
it was
really?
Just a big, and there's signs everywhere that say, "This is a hole in the floor. Do not step in." And he ignored them and stepped into the hole and fell.
That's awesome.
Because it would look like a 2-dimensional spot on the floor.
Because it's so...
It's so black. It absorbs all the light.
I bet it's like in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where you put the hole down and then you can reach into it.
I mean, you'd think you'd like test it out before going full force into it, right?
So how deep was it?
8 feet.
Oh, so was he hurt?
Yeah, he hurt his back.
I would imagine falling 8 feet.
I mean, I don't know how you couldn't fall into that and not hit your head on the other side.
I don't see these signs you're talking about either. All I see is a hole.
They're at the bottom of the hole.
I also want to say...
Don't step in.
Don't come down here.
That's shit art.
Why is that?
Is it wrong that all I want is a picture of the guy in the hole? Because that would look super weird. He just look really small, right?
Well, you just see his head.
In the hole, Gavin, down the hole. If I put a camera and pointed it down the hole and took a picture of him, he would just look small. Because there'd be no perspective on him being far away.
Well, sure, but you'd also get the same effect just taking a picture of someone on black floor.
I don't think it would be the same thing at all. Like if I painted a hole just black, people wouldn't fall in it. Right?
Okay. So apparently there's many warnings to prevent this, and you have to sign a waiver informing you of the dangers in the exhibit.
And he signed it and did it?
Mm-hmm.
I crashed my drone that one time. I literally went through 3 dialogue boxes that told me, if you set your drone to these settings, you're gonna fucking crash it. And I was like, okay. Like, are you sure? Yeah. And then it goes, all right, but don't I see these speeds? I'm like, whatever. Smash. I mean, literally 5 seconds later, I smashed it. Gus was standing right next to me when I did it.
Yep.
Well, you posted the video, right?
What?
You posted the video.
Yeah.
Does it store the fact that it was in that mode when it crashed?
Probably.
Like, if you could try and get it repaired, can they see that you were being irresponsible?
Probably.
Do you got to get a new one, Mavic 2 or whatever?
Dude, they're so expensive now.
How much is that?
Dude.
They used to be like $600, $700, which is expensive.
Which is expensive, yeah.
Now they're like $1,600, dude, for the new one.
I haven't bought one yet.
So, somebody got one at the company and came to talk to me about it, and like, because they assumed that I was going to get it. I'm like, I know.
Man,
like, first of all, I'm not filming anything that would need it. It does a lot of cool stuff, though, dude.
Yeah,
it's got built-in hyperlapse.
Yeah.
So you could say like
you love
set
that,
2 GPS points, and it'll fly over the course of 20 minutes and do a time lapse.
Whoa.
Or like up to 30 minutes. I think this one flies like 31 minutes flight time. Yeah, but it's just like I don't, you know, it's really cool and I like it.
We're not doing vlogs anymore or anything like that.
Well, yeah, but $1,600, dude.
Like, that is a ton of buttons.
I'll just borrow that, guys. Yeah, I don't want to say who got it, but somebody got it.
Who got?
Will Hyde.
Um,
Coming in Wednesday. We're gonna take a look at it.
So speaking of things coming out later this week, Bloodfest is going back to theater and will be available for digital download later this week. Look at that, they even got lower third for it.
Oh, okay, go see it. Go see it before Hellfest comes out. So we can say we were first. What do you think about that? We have like our now Volcano Dante's Peak thing.
Yeah.
Dude,
we made it.
I saw the poster for that Hellfest. That thing's like, it's kind of ridiculous.
It's also a different movie. Bloodfest is horror comedy.
Yeah.
And Hellfest is like very straight horror. Different movies.
Somebody made a really interesting point in a meeting the other day. It was Josh Flanagan. He said, it's interesting, like we have Rooster Teeth is animation, gaming, comedy.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the tagline for the company. But we've never done like a straight comedy. All the comedies we've done, at least for the feature level, have all been very high concept. Like, I mean, Laser Team was comedic, but it's a sci-fi movie. And then Bloodfest is a horror. So maybe we're thinking about just like maybe next time around just doing a straight
Well, the
comedy.
shorts were comedy.
I feel like
the featured stuff.
comedy is the hardest genre to nail.
You think so?
Yeah.
In general?
I think in general,
we're doubling our work by trying to get 2 genres right?
Well, because then you could kind of have a like majority horror movie with comedic moments sprinkled in, whereas like a straight comedy movie, I feel like would be a more challenging thing to write. and act.
Horror is definitely a better fit at this budget range than is like trying to do sci-fi.
Yeah.
And then some comedies too, it's like, depending on what you do, they can creep up in budget as well. But that's Ellie coming back. She just wrote it in text. She goes, "You mean?"
She gonna do it?
I don't know. Maybe if you can get her to send me a.
Yeah, yes, go see Bloodfest.
Yeah, I'm excited for people to finally see it, and then for them to eventually buy it and get the Gus cut.
Well, is it going to be on the digital download?
I don't know. Is it going to be on the digital download? Do we know?
I imagine it would be. You should buy it and find out.
Bad Eric just threw his hands up in the air.
Bad Eric. Not good, Eric.
What a great name.
Probably one of the most ridiculous examples of that is Jackie. We hired a Jackie, and then Alfredo's girlfriend is named Jackie. And suddenly we now have two Jackies.
Eric. No more Gus's. Can't have another Gus.
Or Barbara.
So
has there ever been another Gus?
Ellie to send me.
The
dog.
The dog.
Gus a dog.
Yeah, I get really confused.
He gets mad about it.
There's another Gavin.
He gets mad about it too.
Another Gavin.
Another Gavin
for a long time.
Right here. Right? Where's Gavin?
I don't know. He's not here right now.
He's not here.
Bad Gavin.
He took off.
Did you fire him, Bad Eric?
Yeah, only one Gavin.
Okay.
That's all we can stand is one Gavin at a time.
It is weird talking to the other Gavin though, because whenever I'm saying your name, Gavin, I never really call you Gavin. I usually say like Gubbins.
Gavin. Very few people call me by my name.
Yeah.
Does anybody any of your guy friends call you by your last name? Just call you Free? No. So people call me Burns all the time.
Because it's so close to Burnie.
Burns. Well, Burnie came from people calling me Burns.
Call you Bernard this morning.
Bernard.
What
were we just talking about though?
Ellie. Bloodfest.
Oh, Bloodfest. I also think though I think we've now kind of settled in to the formula that works for our movies. Is that originally with Laser Team, we thought, okay, let's do half Rooster Teeth cast, half
wasn't it 3/4
outside actors. Well, I mean, for the primary cast it was 6 people.
Oh, I guess
so it was
you
me
have
and Michael Gav,
Allie,
and then Alan
Delbert,
and Allie and
ATP
and Colton.
Yeah,
but I think that Bloodfest we think it's the better one. It's just
sprinkle them in.
Yeah, just like in the main cast, maybe one Rooster Teeth personality, and then sprinkle out people throughout,
and then cut them maybe.
And then cut them
on their birthday.
Yeah. Have them go out and sit and
I'm gonna play this without having vetted it. I'm gonna play this without having vetted it. Let's see if we can play Ellie here. She makes that noise all the time. It's the Ellie noise.
Sounds like she's out having a pie.
Yeah, it sounds like they're out having a bit of a bev.
Having a laugh.
She's out having a good time.
You guys came out to our improv show the other night, which was very nice of you.
Yeah, that was really cool. Miles went through a makeover.
He did.
It looks good.
That has nothing to do with our improv show, but...
No, but that's the first time I saw him. He was there. He was at your improv show. We'll bring this back around to you in a second. He was at the improv show.
Thank you.
And he had gone Chelsea Charfouche, and Ellie had put him through a makeover.
He looks great.
Yeah, he looked good. Great.
New haircut, new clothes, everything.
Yeah, but I saw Sexy Babies.
That's our improv group name.
That was your second ever show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if I'd ever been in that theater until I went to the theater. I didn't remember that bar area for Cold Town. Ever.
Yeah. It's smaller than you think it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. It was fun, though. You guys are great. I mean, there was another troupe that went after you guys. I think had done 500 shows.
Wow. Yeah.
And you guys had done your second show. I mean, you guys have a lot of experience performing in general, but I was really impressed by how well y'all did.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great.
We have a lot of fun with it. We're hoping to do more of it. Hopefully something for Extra Life, perhaps.
Barbara's got her go-to accent.
Hey, what's up? It's the one with all the smoking.
Yeah, and Max is in it, and Chad, and Trevor, and Alfredo. Mariel's in it.
Cole.
I like Chad.
Yeah, Cole's great, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really great.
Cole's
really
always
funny.
great at doing the little innocent character too.
Uh-huh.
I always crack up whenever he does something like that.
Yeah, Max. Did we say Max? Max is in it too.
Max.
Yeah. And he's great. Max was great as well. The bit where Max was choking, I'm gonna embarrass myself here because I'm gonna say I can't remember if it was Alfredo or Trevor, but I think it was Trevor. He was choking him.
Yeah.
That's such a funny bit, dude.
Yeah.
And it's crazy too. It's the troupe that went last kind of built a story all around that apartment complex, which is really just I thought it was really impressive the way it's like you don't know what you're doing going in, but then suddenly you build like these long narratives. Yeah. You guys did it too with the family that lives in a barbershop and everything. It
is crazy going in, like the way every troupe does something differently, but the way we do it is we just ask the audience for a location and then we just go. Some people want like a song lyric or a movie title or something like that, and then they just build off of that.
AIDS research station. Go.
You'd have been good in the audience.
We probably would have just grazed right over that.
They never used any of mine.
Avoiding serious subjects.
You said dungeon?
Dungeon.
That's a good one. We should have.
One.
We didn't hear it, I guess.
I don't think I said it in yours. I think I said it in the next place. I didn't want to interrupt your process.
Or they'd mishear. Like, I heard Dungeness Crab.
Dungeness Crab. We're going to do an entire improv series inside of a Dungeness Crab.
Yeah, the first show we did, we were on the moon. And then this one, we did barbershop.
God, being on the moon would be exhausting after a while of like acting like you're in low gravity.
Yeah.
Did you just give up on it?
Well, we did like the space station and then like people looking at the moon. So you just basically incorporate that idea into
Did you ever
everything.
moon anybody? That would have been a good one.
No. Should have.
Audience.
That would have been a good one.
It was fun though. When's your next show? You can do it again?
Undecided right now. I think we want to take the next like group of classes at least. But I think we want to do something at Extra Life.
Improv's tough though. Like the classes, like what's the lesson that you learn in that? Because it just seems like if I was the teacher, I just go, just be funny, and then that's it. I mean, it's like what do they teach you?
You learn how to avoid asking questions. How to basically, if you get on stage with someone and they start a scene, you just basically abandon your idea right away.
Yeah, I could tell in some of the other troops, especially where people went in with an idea and they weren't going to let it go.
Yeah.
And one troop in particular, somebody did something which I think is a fucking cardinal sin when you're performing, where literally they said that wasn't funny to the other person.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very people joke about the yes and thing. It's so true.
I think the biggest takeaway I had when we did improv lessons was you don't focus on what you don't know. You lean into what you do know.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a lot to be intimidated about in that scenario, but it's like don't think about all these unknowns and all these variables. Just think about what is actually being talked about.
And also whatever is pitched to you as reality is reality.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone's like, we're in a world where everyone's named Gus, that's true.
Instantly. The moment it's said out loud.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Just like,
you can't fight against it.
Or if someone's like, hey, why don't you pick up that razor? And they're like, okay. It's not like, no, I'm not going to touch that. It's like, you pick it up.
Would you, is there an improv scene in the UK? Would you do any improv in RTX London?
I would. Yeah, I don't know if we'll have that many people there. I guess it'll be me, Trevor Alfredo will be there. I think that's it.
Mm. You know, you should definitely watch. We've talked about it on the podcast before, but in the show Extras, the Ricky Gervais show that he made after The Office, he does a thing where he's basically auditioning Liam Neeson and they do an improv scene together. And it's unbelievably fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like even one of the simple moments when he's like, he says, what's our scene? It's Liam Neeson's like, what's my scene? What's my character? He goes, well, you're a green grocer. What is a green grocer? It's like a vegetarian grocer?
Like you work in like a
fruit
veg store.
Right. And Liam Neeson says, no one will ever believe I'm a green grocer. He goes, well, it's just a character. You play it. He goes, okay, fine. And so Ricky Gervais goes, okay. He goes, knock, knock. And Liam Neeson goes, we're closed. Well, I think you have to be open in order for this scene to work. But that's like the lowest level of problems that he gives him in this. It's really funny fucking scene.
My favorite improv scene in a TV show was in The Office when Michael Scott's doing improv classes. And then he's constantly got a gun.
Oh, right.
And he whispers. He says to whisper. He's like, why are you putting your hands up? He told me he has a gun. Like, he just will not let it go.
He breaks it every time. Yeah, Extras, if you watch the Liam Neeson scene, Patrick Stewart scene, and the Ian McKellen scene, I think those are all the best ones. I haven't seen the Kate Winslet one. People talk about that a lot.
Kate Winslet one's great.
Is she great? But that's like the whole episode, right? There's the Ian McKellen scene where he talks about acting that's amazing. Like breaks it down.
Ian.
Wizard. The thing we were talking about with Eric earlier, when we got to go back, Gavin and I, at the very end, we got to observe those scenes they were shooting in Smog's like torn out, the Dwarven Hall where everything was torn up. And we were sitting there and there was like another set of guests. It would look like a family and they had 2 kids in the family. And then fucking Sir Ian McKellen walks by and he stops to say hello. He's very nice. And then he talks to the kids, right? And he goes, you having a good time? They say, yes. He goes, where are you from? And they said, we're from Auckland. He goes, Auckland? That's where the orcs are from. And Gavin and I were like,
it was a magical moment.
We could not have been any happier. That's where the orcs are from. And then he walks away, like the most charming individual on the face of the fucking earth. Couldn't believe it. And it was awesome. I'm sure those kids were just like, yeah, some old guy said hi to us. No appreciation, those old fucks.
All right.
I'm sure they're nice kids.
Well, it's about time to wrap this up. So thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, thanks.
We will see you guys next time.
Bye everybody.
You're
Bye.
awesome.
Bye.